It's Air Max Day 2025.
Bam! Oh my God!
And we are back with another episode of the Suicide Podcast. Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 77 and number 3 of season 5. We are back. We're doing it. Air Max Day 2025. We have lots to cover today. It's going to be super fun. Matt, you've been on the road. You've been doing lots of stuff. How you doing?
I have been on the road, and you know what's cool about being on the road is sometimes you get new shoes, you get to try them out. I forgot to take these off ahead of time. I did try out the new DN8. It is Air Max Week. I'll give you guys a little bit of review when it shows up in our brackets. Gumby, how are you doing? I know this is our most listened to episode every year, despite all the awesome guests we get.
Yeah, Air Max Day is a good one. Brackets are kind of our thing for Air Max Day and just around March Madness. So we're doing good. You know, I'm doing good. I am setting myself up for failure again this year. This year again, always and ever. I cannot stop my brain in anything I do with golf or Nike or anything that comes to it. Obviously, we had the podcast and we're enjoying the heck out of it right now with everything. And then I've set up the Gumby method for this summer of doing stuff. And I think you guys saw a little bit of that on my own Instagram. And then my buddy goes, let's start a local golf tour around the area. And I was like, so no, it's not going to be anything big because we don't know that many people. Right now, it's like 4 people to maybe 8 people. But we've got like 12 to 13 dates and going to try and have a couple majors and a couple premium events. There's a place in Binghamton, New York called the Conklin Players Club. So guess where our Players Championship is at? Is that Conklin Players Club. So spent most of my Friday night at my buddy's house watching basketball and putting together a giant tour and, you know, creating logos for every single tour event because why not? Because I'm a super extra. So, you know, stay tuned for that, guys. Who knows what will happen? See if I can play in all 13 events. I don't know if my wife's going to let me, but if she does, she's a saint. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. I think the Tour Championship's going to finish at Turning Stone in a 2-round event there. Keith knows that's like kind of the best way to finish a Tour Championship, so to say. So yeah, I don't know. I'm crazy. I don't know why I do this to myself. I just set myself up for failure all the time. So,
Yeah,
Keith.
you are crazy, Gumby.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Even here, I'm part of like the CCN tour, and that's kind of like how this guy started. What you guys are going to start off, and he's telling it now. And hey, maybe you can retire from everything else and just focus on one thing. But that's not the 3 of us. We just keep doing and adding more and more stuff to our plate all the time. But no, I'm doing good, guys. Glad it's Air Max Day out there for everybody. But I had a great trip a week and a half ago to TPC down in Jacksonville, Florida, which was awesome. I got to sneak in Thursday and Friday to the tournament day. Started snapping away. If you guys could always imagine me snapping away on people's shoes and kicks and what are the guys wearing. So it was good to see some of the new stuff coming out. But the trip overall was great. Got to play down there. Actually played a course, Atlantic Beach Club, where Miles Russell is a member at. And he was actually one
winner.
Yeah, the winner, the junior invitational winner, and he was warming up in some new picks as well, maybe some DC4s. But it was cool. Didn't have a chance because I'll come around the turn, and he was on the range, and by the time I got back, he was already done hitting a million golf balls and probably in the short game area and, you know, getting ready for what he just won, the junior invitational. But TPC was awesome, beautiful, very cool. Yeah, no.
Wait, so you saw Miles in the VT4, but he finished the invitational winning in the VP3 or the Scotty 1s?
Hey, we'll call them both. Both. But what a switch up. And I've done that before too, and I'm sure you guys have done that before. We went to 1-2 one day and the next a different one the next day, but it was cool to see both of our new ones performing very well at the junior invitational. Actually all 3.
We've been getting pinged big time on the DMs, and we'll get back to your Sawgrass real quick. So I'm just going to drop this announcement. if you're listening to this, go check Nike's website. Because here's the thing, we posted the BOA VT4s and they got taken down right away. So it seems like any day now, a word on the street is it's this week, perhaps on Friday, but you never know. So please check for both the Scotties and the Rorys. I think the more I see of up close pictures of the Rorys, which we'll drop on our Instagram in a little bit here, amazing looking shoe. I think all white, you snap great pictures of them wearing all white. You lose a lot of details in an all white shoe, at least visually. I'm not saying an all white shoe is a bad thing, Gumby, and I can feel the fury. But that jeweled swoosh with the like, you know, reflective jeweled sole, thanks fire. I'm amazed at the BOA. I didn't know BOA was coming out, so that's gonna be my pick. I need those ASAP. But back to TPC Sawgrass and your Rory's good luck charm. He didn't throw your phone in the water.
No, that was good. I had it out too when I was right by him. He didn't, when I was down low taking pictures of his kicks, he didn't want to grab my phone and throw it in the hole on, or in the water on hole 13 after he teed off 12. But overall, TPC was an awesome place to be. First time going down there, haven't played it, but cool setup, very well organized. It's like a more family-friendly, non-corporate event, kind of like we'll probably get into it a little bit later on with Masters Week, like a little bit less corporate than like a Master or a major. But, you know, we call it the fifth major, but it's like a family atmosphere at TPC Sawgrass, which was awesome. The stadium set up around 16, 17, unreal. Great atmosphere, packed all the time, loud, with roars. Nothing, you know, no cell phones being thrown or anything like that, but just an overall loud experience there, which was pretty cool. But overall, with Rory winning, that just puts a nail in the coffin. Second Players Championship for him, doing it in the new Victory Tour 4, which is awesome. But other than that, Matt, we're here for Air Max Day. We have brackets all over the place. We did a great designs again for the brackets. Let's bring them up. Let's get into it.
All right, so as I said, welcome everybody to the Air Max Day. Basically, it's merged together. The bracket challenge would happen in March. Air Max Day, Air Max month is in March. So we decided, you know, we're going to do 2 brackets this year, Air Max, and it's just been a real big hit throughout the years. And our first bracket is going to be 1 through 16, is going to be a lineup of Air Maxes. Now, I don't remember all the names of these. I'm forgetting my address sometimes.
That was my worry too when I set this up. I was like, I can't remember some of the names because some of them go back some years. So we'll do our best. Bear with us and see what we can kind of come up with. And if you remember, hit us up so that you can tell us and school us a little bit too. You know? So.
And the cool thing is now with Spotify, the way we're set up on Spotify, and if you go to our YouTube channel, you can watch this live in real time and watch the Madman Gumby, the Mad Graphics designer, go through all this. So we're going to go right into it. 1 versus 16 seed. 1 is going to be the Air Max 97 Silver Bullet. By the way, this year I was not responsible for seeding. Ryan Gumby Henry was responsible for seeding against the Air Max 2017 as the 16 seed. I think this one I'm going to lead right into it. I'm going Silver Bullet here all the way.
Yeah, I don't think you can go against it.
No, I agree with you guys. We can get right into that and move on to the next. Even though I do like the 2017, you know, full length Air Max bubble on the bottom, but same thing with the 97. But you can't beat the 97.
I love it. Now, going into the next matchup is the 9 seed, the Air Max 270. Another one of these, you know, Air Max Day drops. I love when they do this. This was a great shoe. This one really took off. I remember everybody at the gym had a pair of 270s against the 8 seed, Air Max 2. Air Max 96 2, I believe this one is, right? Actually, the DN8 this year stole some of the design cues, not stole, borrowed some of the design cues of this one in the famous neon and navy. What do you guys got? I am going with the 270 just because I loved this as a golf shoe, even though we have a separate golf bracket, but we are going to go 270.
Oh, I'm echoing you, Matt, again on this 270 because I love it. Got them right behind me here for our golf edition, so 270 for me as well.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite shoes to like wear. Is the 270 just in general, like an everyday shoe, just can slide it on, slide it off kind of thing. And actually, it's not the easiest to slide on, slide off. I will be honest in that, but I like it. Oh, 270 it is. Guys, also, I'm looking at a different screen. So if you're watching me, I am live editing the bracket on the other screen. We don't have a producer or anything like that. So that's why I'm like half here, half not. And why Matt's teeing all this up. So on to the next.
Awesome. Having its moment this year, the Air Max Plus is coming in a ton of colorways right now, direct from Nike. This was kind of like a Europe exclusive, really popular shoe that came out in the late 90s. It's the 4 seed versus the 13 seed. And Gumby, can you tell me what shoe is the 13 seed? I can't tell. Is that the Air Max?
I don't remember. This is not great. It was definitely one from last year, and it definitely has vibes of like an Andre Agassi type. So it's I think it's one of like the.
Was
I'm
this a
not sure.
93 or a 94?
I think it might be there's one over here too, so I can't remember which one 11 is. I think that would be the 93. So I think that one, the other one is 94. So again, correct us if we're wrong, people. I got Andre Agassi vibes. How about that? So,
Well, I'm
Either way,
gonna
I'm
go with
going.
the plus
yeah, let's just
as
go with the
well.
plus, and then we don't have to worry
Let's
about
just go with
it.
the plus. The fact that we can't remember what shoe
I'm
this is kind of
so
shows.
There's too
sorry.
many for us to remember.
This is bad on
Too
my
many
part. I
for
should
us.
have labeled like next year. We're labeling them all. We'll just put labels on everything, So
I got it. I got it. I got it. It's the 94.
94. All right.
Air Max 2 94.
Look at Keith coming through.
We need to
Got it.
get somebody, like a historian. We need to get Scott Reams out here because I don't understand why there was these twos, right? Because the number 8 seed was also a 2.
Yeah.
What was the Air Max 2 for? But either way, we're off to a rip roar and start everybody. We're going to go with the 12 seed, another Air Max Day drop, which was the Air Max 2090. Absolutely love this shoe. Favorite of Keith and I's. I don't know if Gumby's ever gotten a pair.
I never,
This is
this is, we've talked about it on the podcast before. This is like a mistake of mine that I went with a 270 over the 2090 because I really like this one. But this is going to be hard. This is a prime upset. 12-5 happened in the tournament twice this week and whatnot. So can it happen again? I'm curious.
So here's my question. Please clarify. So we have the Air Max 2090 as the 12 seed. We have
Yes.
the Air Max 1. Is that the big bubble that came out? Or is
Yeah,
that an original Air Max 1?
I believe that will be Big Bubble.
Okay, so this is the 5 seed Air Max 1 Big Bubble. Now, key differentiator here, especially for me. So to tell you what, the Air Max 1 Big Bubble might be one of the most perfect shoes on the planet. I have my Chicago edition ones right here. I have a dead stock pair in the box. I'm going with the 5 seed, the Air Max 1 Big Bubble 86.
All right. Well, I'm going to go against you just to keep things a little heated right now between the 5 and 12 matchup because I've always missed out and I still haven't grabbed a pair of the 2090s. I still want them in my collection. My very small collection, if anybody's watching on YouTube right now, I have them behind me, whatever I have Air Max wise. But I'm going 12 seed, 2090. Gumby, this one's up to you.
I have long said that the AM1 is one of my favorite shoes because of Tinker Hatfield's influence on it and everything that it stands for. And we had debates leading up into this show on if it was retired or not because it has won a bracket before, but it did not win the overall bracket last year. So as a 90, the AM90 is retired in this thing because it has won a full bracket before. So, to be said, I do also think of Keith, and I have missed out on the 2090. I have a 270 instead. Just said it 3 seconds ago. I think I have to go with the AM1. AM1 Big Bubble has to come. It has to be represented. It couldn't be an Air Max Day, the one that started all without it. So, no upset here in this bracket. Never know what happens in the next one, but in this one, no upset.
We've had a 25% upset percentage so far. So we've got the Air Max Plus stayed up to seed, the Air Max 1 Big Bubble, the Air Max 270 pulling off the 9-8 upset. So let's go over to the other side of this bracket, and this is going to be one of the OG colorways of all Air Maxes, the Air Max 95 Neon. This is that gray gradient with the neon green. It's going to be the 2 seed against the 15 seed, the Nike Vapor Max Flyknit. So I don't know if you guys ever had a chance to have Vapor Max. I think the Vapor Max Flyknit is an interesting series of shoes. However, it is hard to argue with the powerhouse that is the Air Max 95 Neon. So I'm going to go Air Max 90.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Matt. Love the colorway of 95. Never really stuck my foot into the Vapor Maxes yet, that 2027 or 2017 one that's ranked 15th overall, but can't go wrong with 95 with that colorway. So I'm going with number 2 seed on this one.
Yeah, 2 seeds moving on. They're re-releasing this, right, Matt? I believe.
They
So
are. And the interesting thing is how they are bragging about re-releasing it with the big bubble. And, you know, little bit of an ode to what happened with the Air Max 1. They're saying, hey, we can go with the OG bubble. I remember a couple folks from the media at an old Air Max day. They basically said, why are the bubbles not as big as they used to be? Nike's kind of like prepping us. I feel like we're going to get every single Air Max with an OG bubble coming up soon. Because they did at one point say that for environmental reasons, they made the bags smaller. Now they say, now they create a shoe like the 270, and everybody in the media is like, well, wait, you can make the 270. Why can't you bring the big bubbles back? So I'm excited for the 95 to come back with a big bubble. Moving on to our next matchup. So this is going to be the 10 seed, the Air Max DN, last year's Air Max Day shoe, against, is that the 4 seed or that's the 7 seed?
7 seed.
This is the Air Max 96 II. So this is where I get confused with the 2s and stuff. So this is the
Yeah.
small II at the end. This one, really cool 2 shoes. I really enjoyed the Air Max DN last year. People did not seem to like the styling. I'm going with the 10 seed here.
Oh, nice. Because I was going to ask you, Matt, how they feel, because this is another pair that I have not grabbed yet, which I will be sooner or later. But the DN, I love them.
The thing I like about the DN, the 2090 ran super wide as a regular shoe, which actually wasn't an awful thing for me. The 10 also, I finally, started sizing up in Air Maxes. Pretty generous in the
Yes.
4-foot, in my opinion. So I do like that. I like a big squishy heel. To me, that's when Air Max is its best, when it's big and bouncy, and that's why I like the Air Max DN. Keith, where are you going?
Yep, I'm going DN.
Same here.
Somebody's already
See, I already
outnumbered
moved
here
it.
with the
I already moved
graphic.
it.
Yeah,
And it grew on me last year. I think I was a little bit of a hater of it, and it's grown on me more and more. So I think
there's
a lot
some funky.
lot
There's
of
some. I
colorways
know,
last year. A lot.
Matt. You got the great Chicago, colorways, but there's some funky colorways that I'm a fan of and not a fan of. But my blues always go blues, probably in that style, Matt, right there, the DNs.
I wonder, and people, you can call us out on this. We have in the picture the regular Air Max DN, and then they did this SEs with the big swoosh. I think with the
Yeah,
big
love
swoosh,
that
they
too.
look way better. It's kind of hard
Yeah.
to capture
Yeah.
on camera here. So I'm just basing it on, I like the SEs better and all that stuff. So moving on, the 3 seed, and I feel like I have to sell the Air Max Zero even more. One of the OG sketches from Tinker. They
Yep.
weren't able to make it back in the day. They brought it back on Air Max Day. I have an affinity for it. Paul Casey's caddy loved me wearing it, so I love Paul Casey's caddy. Shout out to Johnny Socks. All right. Air Max Zero needs to be a golf shoe. It was light. The other
Yeah.
great thing I liked about this is that it was affordable. I think these retailed at 120, maybe tops they were at 140. It was a great shoe, and we are putting it up against the 14 seed, which is this year's Air Max Day release, the Air Max DN8. I spent a week in the Air Max DN8. I would say I like the Air Max DN8 better than the Air Max DN. From a comfort standpoint, I think the front bubbles or the front tubes, you do feel them as you press into it. It's kind of a cool, you get that rolling feeling.
Uh,
However, the Air Max Zero is just an all-timer for me. I'm voting Air Max Zero.
Keith,
uh,
let me go. Let me go because
yeah, you go. I know which one I
tiebreaker,
got.
and I think I know which one. So we'll just keep this suspense going. But I'm gonna. I love the Zero. I do, but I don't know. These just look like a Batman too, and I kind of dig that. So I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go to the DNA today. So that's my vote. So,
And by the
which
way,
is
going
crazy
back
because I'm
to,
going against Tinker because that makes no sense from what I just said, but it is what it is.
and it
Nice.
does have the vibes from the Air Max 96. The Air Max 96
Yes.
is the one that
Yes.
we referenced earlier that didn't make it. Yep.
You're allowed to go back on your word at least once an episode because I've done it probably every episode that we've done all together. So I'm going to be the tiebreaker on this. This is the third one that I want out of this bracket that I don't have, and it's the 0. Number 3 is going to be moving on. Great idea. If they make this into a golf shoe and put some cleats on the bottom too, we could. Our minds would be blown probably. But yeah, number 3 seed 0 moves on right there.
Yeah, I agree.
So we have a last matchup of the first round here. It is the 11 seed, the Air Max 94, which we confused the Air Max 2 for. Very similar shoes. I think this was the first full heel bubble, if I'm correct. I know, Gumby, you love this. I believe this is the Dusty Cactus. Is this when the Dusty Cactus debuted? Versus the Air Max 720. The Air Max 720, famously, they did a really good campaign with these with Odell Beckham Jr. I had a pair. I really enjoyed the 720. I am going to go with the 6 seed, the 720.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't know
I'm
what
right
it
with
is.
Recency
you.
bias.
No,
Recency bias for me.
Nope.
go ahead, Keith.
No, I'm with you, Matt. I didn't get a pair of these, the 720s, but I am a fan because I am a fan of the 270s, and these are kind of just a more thicker bubble. The 720s down at the bottom, probably definitely more comfort. Never put my foot in them. I just love the style of them. It brings me back to the days. I know it's not on the list, but the Air Max 2003, the Air Max. I think it was like maybe the first time they put the bubble all the way across the bottom of the sole. I had those in high school. I wore them all the time. So anything with the full bubble on the bottom, I'm a fan of. So I'm a fan of the 6C here, the 720.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just I put these in today because they had kind of messed up the bracket. So these actually don't appear on the ones that we posted on Monday on our stories teasing this. But these are I don't know if it's the colorway or what, but I just think it's really cool. I love that full bubble. And so a couple upsets in the first round. So we have the 9 seed moving over to the 8 and the 10 seed moving over to the 7. So nothing crazy and surprising. It's kind of like our normal tournament. There's like a couple upsets, but really it's just pretty chalk this year. And that's okay because you know what? That means the seeding is correct. So
We had 2 upsets, and I think the other thing too is the showman in me. Had you guys gone first and split the vote, I probably would have gone Air Max 94 just for the upset special. But either way, let's go on to the second round, everybody. Here we go. 1 Air Max 97 Bullet. That's the 1 seed versus the 9 seed, the Air Max 270. I'm going 270.
Oh, way I was going to go too. I just love my 270. I feel like I'm going to go first.
Yeah, well, now
We're
it's
going to have an
ruined.
upset.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
I was gonna go Silver Bullets. I think they just it just made a really good golf shoe as well, and kind of it's just become like almost iconic also in streetwear a little bit more. But this is Air Max Day, so I said that's 270's moving on, right? Like that's
Wow.
Let's moving on.
All right, this next matchup, this is the
unexpected.
tough one for me.
How much heat we're gonna get for that one, huh? Who's
This is going to be
Who's coming after us for that one?
I'm
Now
just going with
that we went
the shoe I
270.
like, the shoe I have.
I just want to say to our guy PSC Skywalker, he did say in the comments, Silver Bullets are a strong 1 and 2 seed. Air Max 1 Grass is a sleeper at 4. OG Neon should dominate the second bracket. So referring to the 2 different brackets, little sneak peek into what we're coming into on the golf section. Either way, we're going to move on. We're still in shock. We're going to the 4 versus the 5. The 4 seed, the Air Max Plus versus the 5 seed, the white red Air Max Big Bubble 1 or Air Max 1 Big Bubble. I'm going 5 seed Air Max 1 Big Bubble. That's me. That's a shocker. I love the Air Max 1 Big Bubble. Sorry.
Gonna be all you.
We'll work on the suspense for the second bracket, but it's Air Max 1 Big Bubble right now. I think the plus is cool, and I'm glad to see it in the golf shoe as well. And we'll talk about it as a golf shoe, and I'm intrigued to see what they come up with for different releases this year, but I mean, I literally have 5 pairs of these sitting out front. So I mean, I can't go against it. Tinker lives
I'm with
on.
you guys. Yeah, I'm with you guys. AM1. Move it on.
We are going to
Moving
get
on.
so much grief for this bracket. I can't wait.
This is how you get content,
But
guys, right here.
this is why we do this.
Yeah, this is why. All right, I gotta just make
Did
sure
we
I'm on the
talk
right
ourselves into these upsets? Because we're like, oh, there's not a lot of upsets. Then two big ones right here. So here we go. I think this is fairly easy, actually. The 2 seed, the Air Max 95 Neon. I'm voting for this one right off the bat over the 10 seed, the Air Max DN.
Yeah.
I'm going to Ryan.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I think 95 is good.
Move.
It's there's it's cool. I'm a Spurs fan in the EPL, and don't hold that against me because we are awful. But they have a really great like partnership with Nike as well, and there was rumors of them doing a third kit in the style of the Air Max 95. I think it's maybe coming out next year, so
Ooh.
that would be really kind of cool to see, and just like the way that they do stuff. So I mean, I think it's just so cool. It is very hiking boot esque. I'd like to see like a collab with ACG. I think that would be kind of fun. I think they did some of that, but I like it.
They did a pack back in the day. This is probably like in the late 2000s. They did a vac pack, which was like sealed all black Air Max 95 and Air Max 97. I think that's one reason why like I'm not a fan of the 97 because the 2 pairs that I've ever gotten of the 97 in the streetwear category, I didn't feel the full length air. There wasn't, not the way that I feel like that heel crush of the 270. Either way, we are going on to the last matchup of the second round. The 3 seed, Tinker's OG, the Air Max Zero versus the 6 seed, the Air Max 720. I'm going Air Max Zero.
I'm
I'm
gonna
right
go.
behind you on that one. Go for it, Gumby.
I'm gonna go 720. I'm gonna go 720. Make Keith the thing, and hopefully that I interrupted before he spoke, and did
Nope.
spoil it. But
You're good.
I don't know if it's the colorway that is just like striking me. I feel like these also have vibes of some of these like later basketball shoes that have come out, like some of like the little bit of the Tatum, a little bit of the Luca. Like there's some vibes in there, a little bit of some of the
The gradient?
ones. Yeah, just the way the gradients, the way they use the kind of the paneling and everything. I think even some of the like the new Age of one, I think it has a little bit of feel with this. So, yeah, I love that full bubble. I don't have a pair. Would like a pair. Someone hit me up with a pair, but no, I'm just kidding. But that's my vote. Let's make it interesting for Keith.
We'll make it interesting because, like I said, it's a pair that I've always wanted. I love it because we have the Air Max 90 that's retired from our bracket here, but it still gives me that feel and that look of it. So my choice is the 3rd seed. The Air Max Zero is moving on, and I will get a pair. Somebody send me one, please. 10.5. Send them my way. That colorway too, if you can still find them.
So that was like the OG. That one, I remember like being ready to buy those, and then again, like I think work has caused me to miss many drops. Like I've missed the one drop that will forever haunt me of missing is not actually a shoe drop. It's one. This is like the like second in the haunt, but the one drop is the Masters like Volt Praying Hands putter cover. Like it was my first week at work at my job that I have now, so 10 years ago. It dropped, and I was busy doing stuff. I had like an alarm set for 10 a.m. for that putter cover to drop, and just got busy. And then at like
Oh,
10:15, I remembered and jumped back on, and it was gone. And it's my forever white whale. Just that in like the condition that it would have been in. It was quilted and it's just perfect. So unfortunately, you miss on some things like the zero and like the putter cover, but then you hit on some stuff too. So that's the trade off of the life of what we do.
I just, that same thing happened to me with the Pegasus Premium, so I feel your pain. All right, let's go over the final four in this bracket. We got the 9 seed, the Air Max 270. Now we are doing the black and white version, kind of that original colorway that you saw everybody wearing. I mean, Champs and Foot Locker couldn't keep these in stock long enough. Against the white red Air Max Big Bubble, the Air Max 1 Big Bubble. I don't know why I keep saying Big Bubble right after Air Max. I'm going Air Max 1 Big Bubble. I think I've already said how much I love this shoe. I can't wait for the debate here. I think I'm going to go to Keith next, because I think I know where Keith is going.
Yeah, I'm going to go stick with my guns on this one. I'm going to stick with the 270. Let Gumby be the tiebreaker on this one. But 270 on and off the course, it's always been my go-to, so 270 is mine. So Gumby, drum roll please. What's going to happen here?
Yeah, I mean, like my everyday shoe or the shoe that I like the most. I mean, I don't know. It's really hard. This is not an easy thing. This is the burden I am tasked with. And my designer in me says, always rock with the tank. That sounded weird. I'm so sorry, guys, for those
Wait,
listening.
what was that?
I might have to get that.
Please repeat.
I'm not saying it again, but always within trust and tinker. All right, so
Always trusted Tinker. I love it,
yeah,
and he has
not what I
chosen
said
the Air Max
originally,
1.
but yeah, AM1.
We have
Moving
the
on.
Air Max 1 going on to the final of this bracket, and now we have the Air Max 95 Neon, the 2 seed, against the Air Max 0, Tinker's original masterpiece here. I'm going Air Max 0. I am going to go to Gumby next. See if I can. I'm playing point guard here. See if I can create.
Reading the minds right now.
Yeah, I already have one tinker, so I'll stick with that one, and I'll go 95. I just said I liked it. I love the Volt. Like that's like my second favorite cover behind Orange. So I'm gonna go with the 95.
Holy moly, here we go. 2 versus 3 in the right side of the bracket for the regular Air Maxes. This is tough because I never had 95s, but I do love that's like one of the best colorways right there ever created with the Vault. But the Zeros, it's one I've always wanted. So I'm sticking to my guns again on this one and going 0. So 0 is going to move on 2-1.
Yeah.
All right, hell of a final here in this bracket. We're going to have the Air Max 1 OG, the Big Bubble, against the Air Max 0, both kind of original Tinker designs that came back out of nowhere when you think about it. Some would argue that the 5 seed being the Air Max 1 Big Bubble, kind of questionable seeding here, but either way, here it is. I'm going to actually not vote first. I am going to go to Keith first. I want Keith to kick this off because I know I'm very passionate about the 0. I know Ryan's passionate about the 1, and I still am undecided. I'm going to go to Keith on this one.
That's
Yeah, and both of you guys know I can't wait for the golf division one. So you guys already know all that about me. So you guys kind of know where I'm headed on this one. The 3rd seed with the 0. Overall, great design. I love it. It's one that's going to have to be in my closet pretty soon. So 0 is my pick. Gumby?
Yeah, then for some reason, I'm just going to stick to my roots. I've shied away from the 0 all bracket. I've picked against it. And that's going to continue. I'm going to go with the AM1 Big Bubble just because I think I did misseed it a little bit. I think it is a little bit higher than a 5. But sometimes, the day and age of what is vibrant and what is happening, gets to you. So with like the plus and the, others. So I think it was a little underrated. It felt a little chip on its shoulder, and it's kind of cutting through the bracket right now. So AM1 is it's not moving on, but it's my choice.
Okay, all right. So here's where I'm torn. I love the 0, multiple pairs of 0. I want it to be a golf shoe. I am not going to give the Air Max 1 credit for being a good golf shoe because we have a golf shoe bracket this year. However, I think for casual wear, streetwear, how sharp it looks, the Air Max 1, especially that white red, it works casually so many ways. I apologize publicly to Gumby because the Air Max 90 did win the bracket the whole tournament last year. So what we do is last year we had 4 brackets. We put the 4 champions from each bracket up against each other. Air Max 90 cut through. That's why you don't see it in the bracket. It is retired. And I apologize to Gumby later that season because I played so much golf and I wore the Air Max 1 Big Bubbles so much around work. It's the Air Max 1. It's the OG for me. And I'm going to give it, it's going to be the champion of this bracket right here.
Champion, it
Wow.
is. So sorry, Keith.
Sorry, Keith.
It's
I
fine.
love the 02, man, but the big bubble, man. Big bubble's
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah, it really is. All right, that is the first bracket. That is our
Streetwear.
streetwear bracket of things. So I think that kind of went how I maybe saw it going with the AM1. It was always a strong contender last year and in other brackets that we have done, and it has just not been retired, and it is now retired from our brackets. As congratulations, let's give a round of applause. Hold on, do I have that here? Do I have like a little round of applause? So, oh, that's celebrating.
We have fireworks on that.
Woohoo! So
We're getting better at this podcast thing, y'all.
yeah, well done
Better
for
or
you.
cheesier?
AM1, and now I'm going to pull up. Well, Matt teases and preps for the golf division. I'll pull it up.
All right. So this is season 5 of the Swoosh Life podcast, and I think when we started, or when you started with Nick, there was not a lot of great Air Max golf shoes. Not enough to fill its own bracket. But here we are 5 years later, and we are going to be specific, not just silhouettes. So sometimes we used to do just silhouettes. If you notice in the Air Max bracket, we do mention the colors. We have enough Air Max in the library to just go hog wild. So with that, we are going to introduce the Air Max golf bracket, and we're going to kick it off with the 1 seed, the Air Max 1 Big Bubble Peach. That is the Augusta edition, going up against the 16 seed, which was the original Air Max 1 Golf in the orange-soled camouflage upper colorway. Shout out to the hunters, the duck callers out there, the fishermen. I had a lot of people saying that they bought this shoe just so that they could take it. And that's what I love is when the golf stuff can become hiking shoes. It can become something other than golf. But I think we all know Peach's very strong number 1 seed here. Peach's Air Max 1 for me. I will kick off most of these to Keith to kick it off since he's our golf expert, and then like Gumby and I, but this one I think doesn't need a lot of fanfare or build up.
No, I agree with you. The Peaches, the whole line of Peaches for the Masters 2 years ago was just an unreal line. So, number 1 seed for me. Sorry, all the hunters out there. Pop, sorry, I know. You could probably wear these right now out there if you wanted to in the mud and be nice and waterproofed and everything, but going 1 seed. Gumby,
Yeah.
I already know. You guys rock both of these. You guys both have both of these.
It's
So-
the 1 seed for a reason. It comes in, it does its job, it goes home, and you don't have to worry about it. It's the Duke of this region right now, and I don't have any problem moving it forward for the next 2 times. But this is the AM1 Peaches. It's going forward.
Dare we say this is the Cooper flag of the bracket? They're right
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Yeah.
Love it. While he does that, while he moves it on, I'm going to keep the ball rolling. The 9 seed, Air Max 1 Money. Right? This one had little shards of dollar bills in the sole sticking out and stuff. This was really well done. This one against the Air Max 90 infrared, classic infrared colorway. I'm torn here, but I'm going with the Air Max 90. Absolutely love the Air Max 90. In the golf, I wish the upper could be a little bit more flexible, give us a summer mesh breathable version. That's my pitch. I'm going Air Max 90.
Gonna be all you.
Yeah, when the first 90s came out, I was way into them, but they had like they didn't have the tongue, right? It was just the collar. It was like the sock collar kind of ones when they
Yep,
first
the
did it for the
unibody.
golf, right? And then when these AM1s, this is the first version of the AM1 for the money, which is also a much firmer, much harder kind of body than what they like eventually moved into with what Peaches were and everything like that. The 9 seed here, the money AM1s, I had it. It just didn't work for me. It was too stiff, too hard. But this is the tongue version of the new 90s, which I still rock like almost every time. They're my beaters now. because they are so comfy. So the 8 seed infrared is what I'm going for.
Yeah. I was hoping you guys were going to say the same thing because I'm on the same page as you guys. The 90 is going to be moving on in this bracket right here. One of my
Yeah.
go-tos on and off the course. That's why they're right behind me. If you guys are watching, right there, the white pair. That's my go-to.
And I think like
Yep.
the money is such a in the waste management one is such a great pack, right? Like those were phenomenal ideas and packs. It just at that time the body for what the AM1 was just wasn't the best like as it is now. I think.
I'm with you on that one. So that really benefiting from that second generation redesign was the Air Max 90. As we go on to our next matchup, we are going to go over to the 4 seed. Air Max 1 is another another one of those waste managements. Right, this was waste management. It was the grass, the AstroTurf, the entire upper
It was the
is dressed.
same year, correct? As that money.
Yeah, maybe it
Yeah.
I think
was.
they did both that year, but I'm not
Maybe they
sure.
just came
So
out around the same time.
yeah,
Um, and then this is the 13, which is another Air Max 90. Wow, we did 2 Air Max 1s versus Air Max 90s. Again, we've had 4 good years, so there's going to be some repetitiveness here. This was, do you remember this 13 seed? It's an Air Max 90 with the seersucker. So this
yeah.
was,
P- Kiowa, PGA Kiowa, I think it was.
yep.
So I just these have to be included because Easter's coming up, guys. This is like the perfect Easter pair of golf shoes. Who doesn't love a little
True.
Easter morning round? You go out or midday round, you go to church, you go to play golf, you go eat some dinner. I don't know. It's perfect, perfect Easter
Perfect
day.
day.
So
Is that your pick?
uh, sure, yeah, let's go with it. I'll go Easter. Seersucker, give me that southern charm. My daughter's name's Collins. I don't know. You can't go wrong with that. I don't know why I don't have a pair of these. I should. So I'll go with the 13 seed. Upset
Keith, what are
Bruin.
you going?
I'm going to go with the 4th seed there, the grass from the waste management. Just something awesome to see, the detailing. Just something that they, the creators out there just imagined because of that tournament at waste management. So 4th seed for me.
Such a cool shoe. The turf, I love it. Looks really good on a shelf as a collector item. However, I love a wearable shoe, something that you can use. I'm going with the 13, the seersucker. 13 seersucker moves on
Wow,
against the turf. That's a huge upset, I
that
think.
is
I
a
think we're gonna get a lot of
that's a big.
but you know
But
what?
it's about the design. It's about the styling in this one. It's not just the
Yeah.
silhouette. So yeah, I think I write this move on here by the 13 seed.
We
It's
also
gonna
have
be
a
the
prime 12-5 potential upset here. This is a huge 12-5. So I'm going to go with the 5 seed first. The 5 seed, again, to mirror the other bracket, is the golf version of the Air Max 1
almost like
Big
someone
Bubble.
forgot something and had to do. No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Versus the first generation Air Max 1, but the Bread Safari, Bethpage Black. It's got the Safari, the urban Safari thing. This is the one that Brooks won at Bethpage. He wasn't wearing the shoe, obviously, but this was an amazing pack. Just an incredible pack. I'm going to kick it to Keith first because I am torn.
Yeah, this is a good one with Brooks winning and that tour premiere that we all wish. We've heard some comments in our Swiss Life post today with these brackets that the tour premiere would be amazing comeback if it did ever come back. That would be great. Tough one here. Even with these two colorways too, it's very tough. But I think you can't go wrong with the number 5 seed, the original Air Max.
Wow. All right. You know what? I respect that, Keith. I do because it just won in a streetwear one. Yeah, simple, clean.
Yep.
But you just plain boring in this Safari. That's my chosen one. That is the
Make
one
it 2
moving
for
on.
Safari.
12-5. 12 moving on,
Whoa,
baby.
upset. What a wow.
You got to think this is what we get and how the design is. And I can't talk when I'm doing two different things at once. So then I just mumble over my words, but it's about
That
the
is your
design. It's
designer
about
brain functioning.
it's about just like what we're getting from this is like the Air Max 1 Varsity Red is a great shoe, and I have it. But this is about the designs. This is about what you get and how cool you can make these look. And if you pull up to a club wearing the Safari pack, people know you mean something, you know?
Cameras will be out.
They know you mean business. And I went with, man, which one would I rather? Like, if somebody was going to give them to me right now, I'm like, oh, Safari Pack, just because of the rarity. Next up, let's see this 2-seed. I cannot wait to see the 2-seed. This is going to be the Air Max 97 Silver Bullet Golf version versus the Ryder Cup Air Max ones. We will not speak about the result of that Ryder Cup, but these things I actually have over my shoulder as well.
Yeah.
Another old timer. I mean, just this is
perfect to wear Memorial Day, 4th of July, Ryder Cup weekend. Anytime that you want to represent the USA, you bust these bad boys out. 3 different, like 2 different blues, you know, beautiful reds, stars, stripes, America. But I'm going Silver Bullet.
Well, I'm going the other way then because of everything you just described on that, you graphic designer. So I'm going 15 seed on this over to Silver Bullet. I know Silver Bullet got kicked out pretty early in our streetwear as well. So Matt, what's it gonna be?
Skywalker says number 2 is a strong number 2 at Silver Bullet. I'm going 15. Ryder Cup Air Max 1. Big bubbles all day, baby. Let it roll. Let's go.
Love it.
Absolute chaos in the golf bracket. Absolute chaos.
They are a fun shoe. I do have.
We are the golf guys, so we can do this on the golf bracket side.
Every Memorial Day and every 4th of July. They're great. So 10-7, another shoe that I have, another shoe that I want to have. So I mean,
take it away, Gumby. Describe this matchup.
I mean, we'll
break it up a little bit.
We have the Peace and Love, I think it was, pack in the 10 seed. That was in San Francisco. With that pack. And so you have that one. And then you have the 270. And I believe, I'm trying to remember what it was called exactly. If you guys have what this pack was called. Everyone thinks that this was a Masters pack, but it wasn't. It was just an energy release that they had. It came out around the same time as the November Masters because of that. The November Masters was the corduroy of that year with the blue and the green and everything. And
Fearless together.
Yeah, Fearless together. So that is the thing. That's moving on, not moving on. That's my choice is the 270. I have this pair. I bought it for my birthday in my in-laws' house, waiting for their gift card for my birthday present. So literally that's how I got these and that's when they dropped immediately. I know Keith is jealous that I have these and I might need to get this if we ever play in like a tournament together so we can both wear these and match. But yeah, I mean, the Fearless together is sick. And the whole design for all of it was really cool to see them on the VTs, I think the VT2s at that time, maybe VT1s and some other ones. So 270 is my choice. Here.
I'm going tie-dye 97.
Ooh. Nice.
I'll leave it to Keith.
So I'll be the tiebreaker. And yes, Gumby, I do want your pair. I know I won't fit into the size 13 or 14 that you do have, but I will wear them. But I've always wanted this 270 pair. I love the jagged broken swoosh in this. I don't know, it's just something very revealing and eye-popping on it. Love the colorway with the vault bubble on the bottom. So I'm going 270.
Wow. This one's a shocker to me. That tie-dye pack, I know the Jordan 5 tie-dye was absolutely fire. Yeah. We probably should have done a Jordan bracket next year, guys.
Next year. Write it down.
Next year.
I love the tie-dye pack. It's one of my favorite towels that they ever did, to be quite honest. It's the perfect like Nike golf tie-dye. Yeah. It's perfect like to do a tie-dye like towel. It comes out every summer for me on my bag. But that Fearless together just like, I think it just speaks to the like, if you're a Nike person, it feels like that came along. Yes, I think I was always a Nike person, but I definitely bloomed into Nike later into the mid 2010s. You know what I mean? And so Volt is like your colorway, right? Like you were just groomed into, and that's a bad word, but like you were just kind of like join this Volt cult in a sense. Again, I'm not speaking right words, but you know what I mean.
You
Like
sound like me.
Volt was the color of the age of what Nike Golf was. We had the Volt bags, we had the Volt head cover, we had the Volt driver. I still have that in the shed. So this just screams to me like what I like kind of came into and like really like latched into when Nike grabbed a hold of me.
It's funny. I kind of thought that the tie-dye 97 would move on. That's why I voted against the silver bullet. That was my thinking. But I think what we're also seeing now is that Air Max 97 had the bulkier outsole, not very wearable off the course. The 270 and the Air Max 1 Big Bubble, very wearable off the course. Now here we go. Let's go to the 3 seed. It is the Air Max 1 No Denim Allowed, or as I like to call that pack, double denim because it's 2 shades of denim, versus the 14 seed, the Wing It. This is a winged foot. It has the little winged icons there. Air Max 9. I'm going right away. Air Max 97 on this one because they both had that bulkier sole. So I don't think I didn't even know that this matchup was coming on when I set myself up for that. So this is an easy one for me. 14 Wing It, which Ryan Mullen has called a sleeper of all sleepers at 4.
Interesting. I'm a denim guy. I think this is a cool one. This is a cool storytelling one that they did. No denim allowed. I believe this was Pebble. Was this Pebble?
I believe so.
Yeah. So cool to see. Great details on this one. So denim does it for me.
All down to me with the tiebreaker, and I feel like there's going to be another upset because I feel like there's a 97 that needs to move on, and this one's going to be it. Just because the U.S. Open, the wing foot on there, great design. Matt, I agree with you. The bigger bubble, the bigger sole on the bottom is key on this, and we need a 97 to move on. And I'm a fan of this one. So number 14 seed is moving on right here.
Love this next matchup here.
These last 4 are all right in my range of colors. These are my colorways, so this is like prime time for me.
I will say the 6th seed here. Tee this up, Matt. Tee this up, and then I will say my spot.
Okay, great. Do you want me to just... well, the 6th seed is the Air Max 1 Snakeskin. It is a white upper with snakeskin, mudguard, and swoosh. Against the 11th seed, something very topical, the Air Max 90 TPC Hidden Treasure, the one where the mudguard would wear out. I still haven't worn mine out. I've worn those shoes a ton, and I still have not revealed the treasure on the mudguard. I will go to... Who should I go to first? Myself, Keith. Let's go Keith and then me, and then I'll let Gumby bring it in.
Wait, okay.
Yeah. Matt, the treasure map on it, I've worn them just about pretty much as you probably did. Airport, I wore them at TPC Sawgrass. I had to wear them. I had to rock them. Got very many compliments from, forgot to shout out a couple of Nike people that I've met up there. Shout out to a couple of the Nike guys that worked in the merch booth. A lot of stickers were handed out right there, so I thank you guys for that. So they handed out a lot of Swish Life stickers and really great guys that were working in the merch tent. So other than that, TPC, the Air Max 90 right here, the treasure map, mine have slowly kind of popped through a little bit. I don't know if it's from the dew or just from rubbing, onto different surfaces or anything. No scuffs or anything like that. Nothing truly revealing, but it's slowly coming out. But I'm going 11th seed, Air Max 90s, Sawgrass edition.
Wow.
Gumby?
Yeah. I just want to say, we all know what this 6th seed is. And we all know that it shouldn't be a 6th seed. And we all know that it should be a little bit of a different color on that snakeskin. I'm just saying. And so in that mind, that's what I'm going to go with because that's my mind. That's one that I think is the goat of all goats here. Now, it's a 6th seed because it's not that color. But we all know that's what color it is. I'm going the 6th seed and the AM1 snake.
Upset City, baby, all over this side of the bracket. We're going 11 seed TPC Sawgrass Hidden Treasure because I wear the living heck out of these, and mostly probably because I don't have a lot of blue shoes. It's like this is my default. I don't have like a lot of white and blue. Gumby's shaking his head. You guys are all shaking your head.
Next
Hit
time
Keith and I
I'm
up.
not hiding it. Next time I'm just gonna put it on the list and we're gonna have to deal with it, But we
They never even
all
released
know what
those.
that one goes to.
They didn't even release them. They never even came out.
All right, let's get back across the board
All right, now it's
and
going
go
to
through.
get
These are
tough
gonna
now.
be crazy. This is gonna be
Yeah, these are gonna get crazy. Little rapid fire. So we're gonna go one Air Max 1 Peaches versus 8 seed infrared 90s. I'm going Peaches.
Yep.
I'll go
Go ahead.
because I'm always a fan of the 90. I'm going 90 on this, but I kind of know where Gumby's going, so I just wanted to be the oddball in this bracket one right here between the first versus 8 speed. But Air Max 90, got a couple pairs of them, love wearing them.
Go ahead, Matt.
Gumby, all you.
Next up. Go ahead,
Next
Matt.
up, 13 Seersucker. No discussion needed. Seersucker Air Max 90s versus Bread Safari Air Max 1s. I'm going Bread Safari Air Max 1s and 12 seed.
I'll go sticking with Air Max 90. I'm going 13.
I'm gonna go the bread. I think they're just really cool. So that's a great shoe. Sorry,
Should we
Easter.
just finish up this side of the bracket and move the Peaches along against the
Yeah.
Bread Safari?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should.
Yeah, you got it. Go right ahead.
Not much to discuss. It's not a 90.
We've just never
I
seen.
agree.
I will just say this: you've just never seen more. I don't believe there's more detail in a shoe than that one. I just don't believe it. They have the way that the peach fuzz is, the way that the box, like the logo, looks like a old basket, like printed, or how they collect them.
Graded.
The tag that looks like you get it in a supermarket. Just like I don't know. I just don't believe that there's any more detail that they could have put into that.
No, feels like a peach.
Yeah,
The material. It's unreal.
So,
Yeah, the only thing you could
I
say
agree.
against the Peaches is that never wear them like on a semi-wet day.
yes, they get a little
Because
dirty. You
yeah.
get mushy peaches.
All right, here we go
Yeah.
to the Swaporama section of the bracket. This is Upset City has a lot of mid-majors floating around in
Literally,
here. We have
only
the 15 seed.
Only one chalk went through. Only the 270 went through. It's crazy. So.
We will have the 15 seed Air Max 1 Ryder Cup USA edition against Fearless Together 270. I am going with the Air Max 1. The 15 seed stays strong.
All right, I'll take the second one because I'm going to stick to my guns on this like I always do. 270. I need that pair. I wish I had that
This
pair.
is tough for Gumby. I want to hear the mental gymnastics.
Yeah, they're flipping. That's for sure.
Gumby, do you have both?
I have.
Do you have both colorways?
I literally have both
Yeah.
of these.
All right.
Yeah. So it's funny because
Right.
you can go like 15 and 7. I have both, and 14 and 11. I have none. I have neither. So it's one of those things where I kind of wish they were like split down the bracket instead of going up against each other because I feel like they would both move on against the other two. But it's not how brackets work. It's not how the committee seeds. Definitely went on the committee, but one of those things. Fearless Together, I just think I just remember how much of a grip it had on me. So 7 seed's going to move on here.
Not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Next up, we have the 14 seed, which is the Wing It Air Max 97 versus the Hidden Treasure Air Max 90 from TPC Sawgrass. This is a tough one for me. I am going to Air Max 90.
Gumby, all you.
Air Max 90. Like I just think again, I just talked about details. I think if you want to put the two most detailed shoes up against each other, it's Peach versus Hidden Treasure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Same year, those two came out.
I believe so. You might be right.
So that's pretty dang good.
Wait, was Hidden Treasure last year or 2 years ago?
I don't.
2.
It was 2, yeah.
Because Peaches was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Because Endless Pursuit was last year's Masters.
Yeah. So one of those things where both those years. I mean,
did we get a TPC shoe last year?
Yeah.
Gumby, I'm still shocked you took out the Lobster 90s out of the
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I am also stunned. Maybe just the picture never came to me, and I totally forgot about that. Wow, now I'm really pissed at myself. Lobsters would have made it all the way.
Honorable mention.
Did we?
Wait,
did we
you would have
even
picked.
go through?
Would you have picked Lobster 90s over Peaches for real?
I don't know. Don't make me think about that. It's not something that I have to worry about. So.
Okay, I did not send you a picture.
That truly, yeah. See, there you go. Instead of
Maybe because I just assumed you would have
Yeah,
How do you not have Lobster 90s?
I know. I just think about what would they would have replaced. I mean, maybe the
Wait,
hunting
redo the
one.
bracket. Let's redo the whole thing in like 2
No.
minutes.
Yeah. I don't know how we missed that, but maybe next year. Maybe they're already in the Hall of Fame. Maybe we just already have done this before.
Let me see the other side. Let me see the other side of the bracket. Maybe Lobster 90s should have replaced. Let's see the other side. By the way, oh goodness. Either way, I know we're pressed for time. Let's do this. 7 seed, Air Max 270 Fearless Together versus Sawgrass 90s. I'm going Sawgrass 90s.
I'm going Sawgrass 90s as well. I got them, so, and I wear them, and I love them. So.
Yeah, I think that's to be fair, fine. Like, I like 270s there, but I think the Sawgrass 90s again. You're getting two ridiculously good shoes that have details up, just maxed, and the same year. Like, what a good year that was for both of these. I'm excited to see how it comes down right now. This is
So here's the
tough.
final. Air Max 1 Peaches versus Sawgrass 90s Hidden Treasure. I'm going Peaches.
Keith?
I'm going Sawgrass. I got them, so I'm rocking. I'm going with the Sawgrass. Gumby, down to you again.
I think Sawgrass are really, really cool. I think it works with the time of the year, spring training baseball, and like this, they got like a stitching theme, but they do feel more sometimes like a baseball theme shoe than they do like a golf shoe. And I can't deny my love of Peaches, so Peaches is going to move on for me, and Peaches is going to be the champion. I think is how it has to go. Yeah,
Can
just
we
what I
get
believe in. Keith got kind of screwed over twice in the champion bracket, but you know what? It happens, man.
Can I see the Peaches side of the bracket? Let me see
Happens
where
every
Lobster
day.
should have been. I want to see on this side what Lobster should have been. Would you have both picked Lobster over Peaches?
I don't know about. I don't know.
Gumby's got the lobster more than I have.
Yeah, I think.
I
mean,
wouldn't.
Lobster
It'd be a flip of a coin.
is great, but Peaches went like crazy. And the only thing that gets me for Lobster is I have the wrong size in them, so I can't really wear them that much, which is really a bummer. So
I wear them all the time.
If we put them as an 8 seed, that would have been a quick, tough decision right there with Peaches, and then moving on.
I don't know.
And if those were the Lobsters right there, that would have been a tough one.
They probably would have need to be the 2 seed, and then the 15, I don't think would have moved on. To be quite honest, so. But there we go. That is our. That's our champion. Now, I don't think we're going to pin them against each other because we don't need to, right? I believe they just now retired.
I would just ask you. Well, see, we only retire the ones that win the whole tournament. So to complete the tournament, I think they should go up against each other. I mean, the streetwear big bubble white red versus Peaches. I think Peaches wins because very specific.
Peaches for me.
Yeah, I think
golf.
Peaches
We are
win.
a golf podcast.
Yeah,
right.
I agree. Peaches win. Well done. Well done. Peaches are my favorite. They're so good. Like they just are. That whole and it was a Scotty. Nope, just kidding. It wasn't.
Nope, that was Mr. Rom. That was Brooks coming in second.
Hold my tongue.
Do you guys remember 4 years ago when we first came all together, the 3 of us, and we did the club one? How nuts was that one?
Yeah,
and we come up with 4 brackets. 4 brackets, clubs, shoes, apparel. Like, man.
These brackets have been really cool to do. We'll always continue doing them. They're just a great part of what we do with True Life, and we like getting you involved in it. So if you guys disagree, agree, or don't agree, let us know. Hit us up in the comments and everything like that. Keith, what you got to finish?
Yeah, just a couple cleanup housekeeping things. Texas Children's Houston Open is this weekend. Just congrats again to Rory for winning the players. We have a small field of Nike guys this week. He's actually playing this week at the Houston Open. with Gim, Phenom, Nick Hardy, Rory, and Scotty will be there for the 5 of them. But for the winner's circle, we're still going to be doing just the players and the 4 majors and keeping a tally on that. Other than that, all good on my end here. Glad to be back, guys. It's raining, but it's warmer out, so you know what that means. The grass will be growing and mowing pretty soon.
And our next episode is Masters preview. So here we go, man. First one of the year. First thing. Hey, Matt, plug it. Let's go.
Yep, we've got some yoga hoodies. So the yoga hoodies that all the players were wearing last year at Pebble, everybody's like, well, how do I get that hoodie? How do I get that hoodie? Well, we got a bunch of the yoga hoodies because they were from the yoga collection, and we've got some cool logos on them. Check our DMs. Those of you that listen and might not be on Instagram, reach out to us any way that you know how. We have a few of these left, and then we have some special edition first major of the year ones coming up in a little bit. So we've got maybe 3 pieces left of this one that I'm wearing right now. Hit us up in the DMs.
Yeah. Keith, what do we got coming too?
We also, good thing for reminding me, we do have a new sticker Masters pack coming. So we're going to actually have 2 packs this year.
It's an Augusta pack.
Augusta pack. Yeah. Augusta pack. There will be 4 or 5 stickers in that. And then we'll have Gummies created some awesome new Swiss Life logos this year that will be heat testing on those yoga hoodies and something that's along the lines coming up at Augusta Week. So we'll have 2 packages, Augusta pack and Swiss Life sticker packs coming soon. They should be here this week, and we'll
major Augusta pack. So. Yeah, looking forward to getting those out there. Hopefully you guys enjoy them. Again, support us by purchasing some of that stuff and sharing our stuff. Keep telling your friends and families about us on Instagram. Follow us on Instagram at the Swiss Life Podcast. And then keep hitting like and subscribe. You heard Cousteau say it last episode. You heard him just pumping us up. Keep doing it. Like we're growing. We're trying to bring more stuff to you, more content, more Nike to you guys. For the Swiss Life Podcast, I've been Gumby. That's been Matt. That's been Keith. We'll see you in the next one. Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode, go follow us at the Swoosh Life Podcast on Instagram, where we have a lot more content. Watch us on YouTube at the Swoosh Life Podcast. Subscribe, like, and leave a comment, and make sure you keep listening to us on all the places that you can find your podcast, Apple, Spotify, and more. We'll see you in the next one. This has been the Swoosh Life Podcast.
Check the silver stripes, yeah, that's what I like, yeah, that's what we like, yeah.